And speed sensor connected. All right. Like, the camera is better on the phone, but this phone has the virtue of being waterproof in case. More importantly, for my purpose, right? They, really will burn that. It has a, yeah, that's what it call the Galaxy, which literally means that the screen folds in. and outside. And the internal is smaller and it's dirty. The largest screen is the one that folds. The smaller screen effectively makes it like a normal phone. But to fold it, you now have a little tablet. The whole point of the folding screen is that it's a tablet. It's a shame I'm really late. I was messing around with the technical stuff. I had to fight with my device to get it to behave. And even after I got it to work, it was hit or miss. Working than it did last time, but it's so sketchy because like what I really I want to hook my gimbal camera, my action camera up. Well, we're getting progress to that end, but we're not yet. Which is fortunate because you can't really get a good view like unless I make some adjustments. I have to jump out of this app, then I go here and I say flip camera. Then if I rotate the screen, you can see the screen is blocked by a rubber band. So we could do that. That's like not the end of the world. Now, problem is that my reflector, there we go, is well, I mean, there's a lot of problems with this setup. Let's just put it that way. So, I can the front view like I'm doing right now, or I can show you the rear view. And so right now, I have right away, but how far do I have to angle my camera to show? My God. There we go. So, action camera to a web camera. Well, this thing allows you to do this. Now I'm using it right now. I'm using it right now, and use this version of Streamlabs to do all the normal stuff like resizing the panel or whatever, like resizing it, creating overlays like a cat box. You can create overlays if you want to get donations. So, it's got the features, or it's got similar features to Streamlabs you would use on your computer. But on the other hand, it's got a lot of weird limitations. And so now you're paying for another subscription to have Streamlabs Prime, which is not the same thing as having StreamYard. And when I get this video stream forwarded to it worked, but then we just ended up paying for the subscription and with the app to get it. I don't even think it's now. I think I should know. To set up right now is, and it sends it to my computer at home. Oh, actually, no. Correction. The video gets transmitted from my phone to Restream, which is a website, vstream.io, and then Stream sends the video to the computer at home, which is a miniature web server app. Oh, not miniature. Basically, it's running a standalone web server. Not some of the kinks. Of course, it's not really working consistently. It's a miracle it's working right now. But I'm not even going to get into the technical aspects of that. Ideally, I should be able to just directly transmit video to my computer or my server at home. In the long run, long term, that is the ideal plan, is to create a localized application on my server. The dedicated server, well, it's not dedicated, there are a lot of things running. I have a server which is responsible for doing all kinds of stuff and for trial and error at work. But in the meantime, a generic tutorial and it basically works with some caveats. Is it 8 o'clock yet? Okay, I got 6 minutes. Got 6 minutes to tune in to Loki's Mornings of Mischief, multiple 7 kinds of mischief. Is this camera still blurry? Is this still blurry, huh? Really? Okay, that's. I hope it wasn't blurry the whole time. So now, way to directly send a video, and I might as well do that because it's working better now. But like, I don't know, it's like really weird. Like, I can either go directly from Android Streamlabs to Windows. I'm sorry, to YouTube. It is pretty much every time the connection, and sometimes automatically. I'm a little rusty on this. Don't judge. But oh, what's more, they're gonna. Whew, my, I still watching, but nobody chatting. Watching, unless I'm watching it. Does it count? If I'm watching, that count? Well, we're gonna cut out audio very soon because I honestly don't know how this is gonna work out. We're just gonna find out right now. My Bluetooth headset is currently connected to my phone. Will my Bluetooth phone? I guess the answer is no. But we're gonna find out. Oh, and let me switch my camera. Oh, so I'm gonna guess the answer. All right, all right, all right. Watching. Is public. It better not say somebody chatting on my channel. I found out I accidentally selected it was made for kids. Okay, good. It doesn't say that. now it's almost pointless to be using OBS in this capacity because I'm gonna just have to play with this some more. But I want to get like functionality. So, like for example, I want to have the ability to what you call it, have a secondary camera sending video, and I believe use my Garmin camera, which has built-in Wi-Fi, that would work during, and this front camera, and so I think we're gonna be possibly be end if I find everything that I've misplaced. Audio is about to cut out, be switching the Bluetooth. Oh, interestingly, it's still working. I think it's using both microphones. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna go and I'm gonna tune into Loki's mornings of. Oh wait, is Joe tonight? I don't think he's running.
Right. So, no alcohol.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't have to worry about tuning in because it looks many kinds of mischief is not on tonight. I was looking forward to it because I missed the morning show. Sound check. Check. Tap. Okay, good. So we still have Bluetooth audio, and you know, I got I got a couple options. I can like, I'm seriously thinking about taping my second phone to my bike, just like that, the handlebar. Well, a moot point. We'll have to use the zip tie. I don't know if this will actually work or if this will be superbly inconvenient, but we're going to try it out. Okay, so basically what I did was I paused the chat and every phone. But yeah, the plan is to get All right, we are proceeding with the journey. So yeah, definitely looks like the way we're gonna do this is pretty much what we're doing right now than last time. I'm really happy to say that. Yeah, it's working much better than it did last time. So that is an excellent bonus. Yep, no hands. Be careful, there's some bumps here. Anyway, so yeah, like it's working much better. It's staying on. It might be skipping a lot, not really counting, but I took some steps to make it work better. So number one, video does not work on my primary phone. I use my secondary phone, which works out because holding the screen of the phone. This one can do landscape better. Like right now, I can literally do no pines. Man, all right, yeah, that's a little more. It's a little more complicated this way, but because now that oh shit. Okay, that's a little inconvenient. See, I don't want to play the stream on. Okay, so how is it? This is set up in a really messed up way. My second phone via Wi-Fi. I'm streaming from my secondary phone, and it's using Wi-Fi to send the signal to my other phone, which is then connected to a cellular network. So I mean, that's all good. The primary problem is I'm looking at my primary phone. Although I guess I can look at it on this phone. It just I want to make sure the connection is on. I don't know. Basically, you got to see the chat right now. The way it's set up in order to see the chat, I need to open up YouTube and look at my own stream. Now, obviously, it would be on bandwidth. Transmitting the video to YouTube from over here and then getting it resent back, it would be like a loop. And so we'll have to solve that. And I think the solution to that is to end with directly streaming to YouTube. It worked before, but not reliably. I think I found some solutions. What we're gonna do is try implementing those solutions. Among them, I use a lower bit rate. This was originally set to do like 4 megabits per second. I now have 100 kilobits a second. It says it's only using 290 kilobits a second. Okay, that room back up. I don't even need my second phone. It is. It's just like I usually don't like riding my bike down to this particular road because there's like a sex shop here. And if people saw that I had like a tweet of K on my bike, a little paranoid. They'd probably look at my bike and be like, "Why is this cameras on his bike?" Shit. Okay, I think we're good. But yeah, if I connect it directly to YouTube, I can look at the chat while audio without opening up YouTube. Now, maybe what I could do is, I don't like doing this, but I could change the display timeout on my phone so that it stays on. Yeah, monitor the video without constantly keeping YouTube open on this phone. Okay, there we go. Now we can switch to the frontal camera again. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, that's like a unfortunate fast. Oh, come on. That is absolutely frustrating. So yeah, it's a little crooked, but I don't really see any other practice to do what we're doing right now. Iron out. So I mean, I have a gimbal stabilized at my handlebars right now, but it doesn't have built-in. So the only way you can connect it to the computer or the phone, I should say, is if we're gonna take a risk right now. Well, watch me bust my ass. I really shouldn't be doing this. This is so bad because one, you can't even fucking blurriness of. Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm good. I didn't hit any potholes, but maybe that just makes it way worse. See, I don't want to like ruin my break here. The freaking autofocus is focused directly on the phone. That is absolutely infuriating. Yeah, so it says 29 frames a second. It doesn't say what the bit rate is. I don't know what that's about. I'm pretty sure it said the bit rate before. Maybe that's panoramic mode when you go in. Okay, I might hit a bump here. Yeah, like this area is and freaking. I think the flood actually screwed this. But yeah, I don't think there's any way for me to lock the focusing on this camera at all. Now, one of these days, like this is one of the reasons I really mobile live streaming thing. Watch, this is the one that does me in. Pray for me if you're watching this, anyone. All right, almost got it. Whew. Remember bit at next time. If I go to those that there are no potholes if you go down the center. Yeah, Monsters Amazon facility here. Front left corner over here. And then you can see the other front corner, the front right corner, see like a truck dock, and you see like another corner way past here. Not really, it's actually right here. You can see it in the frame, middle frame. Ends at that corner in the middle of the frame. If you think this building is big from this side, pull it up on Google Maps. This is on Gulf Avenue, Staten Island, New York. It is massive. The size of this building is like at least 5 times the front building you're looking at, because apparently I'm looking at the short side now, but when you go, I'm gonna just have to look at scale side of the building. Maybe I'm already facing this side, so I'm already, okay, I'm looking at the large side, so if I go this way, maybe I can see the front. Probably not. I'm pretty sure this is just a dead end where if you go here at the right time, you can get kidnapped, and if you go here at the wrong time, you can get beaten by somebody who thinks you're snooping in activity. I think I got blowjobs here. Anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, like this area and places like it, this kind of place that if you're like 18, you can't really go up and you go to a place like this or something. I'm just saying, like, when you have teenagers or young adults, they want to get whatever you get it on. Sometimes they gotta go somewhere else. And unlike Japan, we don't have love hotels or whatever they call them. Although they aren't really, and we have motels here. We do have, they got like dedicated, and we have those too, but in Japan it's like trained and they're called, but over here it's sort of like you walk out of it with a set, and you walk out of those after, doing stuff with a girl. Like, even if it's like your monogamous partner, just something about going to like one of these hotel, motel type places. It's absolutely infuriating. Is Star Wars guys running a stream right now? I should just go tune into them. I should just kindly crash Paul's stream. It's absolutely. See, I mean, like, once again, if I had an external camera, it would be a simple matter of me doing, and then we can do this if we want. But I mean, like, I want you people to be able to see the scenery, and this is not really very scenic, is it? So we flip the camera over. Yes, now maybe we could just rotate it just the right way. Yeah, not a. Oh shit, bags. The cool people are really available right now. I think everyone watching this stream is like at a meetup right now, which I hope everyone's having fun, by the way. Yeah, I probably should be showing this on camera anyway, because you got like power transmission lines. Go to the area, particular railroad line. There's a point of entry that isn't that, like, you walk near, you mess with, and you get in trouble for messing around with it. But anyway, I just want people to get the opportunity. These are the marshlands. These are actually brackish water. Basically, like, you have, it smells a bit like ocean water here because you do have seawater combined what a lot of birds, migratory birds, other flying more. They hang here, do their bird stuff here. Um, but yeah, and you got Transformers. I remember at my old job, I once asked a friend, like, because they were rushing us out of the store at night. So I said to my friend, "Hey Ray, can you get my coat for me? It's it's on top of one of the Transformers, or it's in the room with the Transformers." So he goes, "I'm not going there. There's Transformers in there." Sorry to this rubbery thing here. I wanna don't. And there we go. Hopefully this doesn't give us autofocus. Not crossing this railroad crossing. But yeah, once everything's said and done, we're gonna have it properly configured. I'm surprised there's no like do not stop on the tracks. So is this like a legitimate road? I'm honestly afraid of this. I mean, no, this cannot be a normal road because I don't know what this is. This must be like, oh, I see it. Yeah, let's get away from here. This is not a place I should be. Oh, but dude, yeah. So when you go under these power transmission lines, like the big ones right behind me, that you just saw, when I turned before I turned around. When you go under these power transmission lines, you can hear like a sizzling, crackling sound of electricity, and I'm not sure why that happens. Like, but from what I understand, power lines, like if you ever go and look at a utility pole, a normal utility pole has like a few layers of lines. So the lower the power, like the lowest part of the telephone contains low voltage electrical communication lines. So, for example, the bottom of a utility pole, telephones and fiber and cable, internet, etc. Then, when you go up to the next part of the line, you'll get like, but it won't be electricity, but it will be electricity. And usually, what happens is so many meters at the very top that high voltage electricity, and of course they don't deliver high voltage electricity directly to your house. They have to send it to. They got to put it to a transformer and station or something like that. So what usually happens is the high voltage lines at the top of the utility pole connect to a transformer, and then the transformer sends out, lower voltage to the lines at the next level, like directly under the top. So you got the top, and then you got the next one down. And then that stuff is usually what goes to your house, or what they use for three-phase power, and then the stuff that goes to your house goes into another transformer. Yeah, that's basically that. But before it gets to a normal utility pole, the electricity has to come big fat line, and those are the big metal ones with the long truss work on it, and things are like 10, and utilized out of a power station, like a power plant, over to a substation. And once it goes to a substation, which is one of the, we actually were just looking at a substation, I believe. Once it goes to a substation, then it goes to the, regular power lines on the top of the utility pole. Like this utility pole at the very top, and those are very, pretty high. There's like one wire that goes down station, or a couple of wires, and then some point they regroup and go to the top of this pole. And one of the weird I could hear it. This is really weird. But, basically, like, at various points, on how it grid, they'll be splitting it off, just like when you're hooking up an audio video cable. You want to hook up your DVD player and your, you know, for, surround sound maybe, or you want to have like maybe a CD player, and you got stereo speakers in the bedroom, and so you might have one, but the idea is that you can split the wire, and you can run, you can have speakers in your kitchen, you could have speakers in your living room, you could have them in your backyard. When I was a kid, my dad would have the speakers in the basement, backyard, and he would actually go to the living room, turn on the stereo from the living room, and then he could turn a knob, and the knob to the kitchen or go to the living room. Then from there, the audio, the speed into the kitchen, was also connected to the basement. So from the basement, if he was doing work in the basement, he could listen to music down there. If on the other hand, he wants to barbecue and listen to the stereo, all he has to do is flip a switch. Literally, we had like a switch in the basement on that would let you, toggle the speakers. So, this could go to like two different places. From there, we're using like, just wiring. It wasn't very complex. You could basically just take speaker wire and splice it together. No big deal. Wow, my gimbal camera really jumped. So then from there, you can do this. You can split it off. You encounter too much. There's a limit, but they can split it off quite a bit before it's an issue. And the reason that they use the 10,000 volt power lines is because you can send electricity over a greater distance. Basically, when you send electricity over a distance of any kind, so maybe you lose like 20% of the electricity if you run it 100 feet. But if you're using high voltage electricity, you only lose like 0.5% of electricity when you run it over a long distance. And so, like, for example, low voltage electricity can run like a couple, and it'll waste maybe like 10%, but you can get it a couple of miles or whatever it is. High voltage electricity could run like 100 miles and only. Solutions that they came up, they wanted to figure out efficiently transmit high current electric. Back in the 60s, they did some experiments where they hooked up some power lines that were like 15,000 volts, and they worked. They worked okay, but the problem was that they could not control the arc. It would jump from the power lines objects that were like 200. So if a truck drove past the power lines, it might get hit by lightning, basically. So it was very dangerous. basically limited the electricity to 10,000. Hey, what's up, the real life one? Yeah, man, I was gonna do some like random talking and philosophy and all of this crap during the stream, but nobody tuned in. But that's okay. I should really, publicize my streams in advance. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. To eventually reach 100 subs, and I mean, I think that if I grind as hard as Brandon Looney to that man has like 400. He gets it because he goes and puts himself out there, participates in chat rooms, and I respect that. But anyway, with this here, yeah. So I'm just kind of experimenting right now, pushing the envelope of technology, ways to stream from my bike without paying like $800 for like technology that makes it really. Yeah, man. I suspected that everyone is at the Dallas meetup, and that's why you're the only person. But it's a thing. It's a texting thing. And I'm looking forward to the October one. I'm seriously, very seriously thinking about more than thinking about going in October. It would give me an excuse to get on an airplane because I don't fly very often. You need a hand with anything? You guys good? Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just checking out his guys. He said they're waiting on. Yeah, man. I don't know where you're at that coordinates, but I mean, like when you say drive anywhere, you're talking like 100 miles. Yeah, I guess gas gets expensive when you go 100 miles and up, because a 100-mile trip, is automatically 200 miles, and the mileage rating is never, dude. I swear, I've heard this. Yeah, dude, recently, and last time I went flying was in 2010, 2011. I went to Vegas, and I had a pretty pleasant flying experience. Back then, not fastest yet, and I had fun. I was kind of scared because like I've ever been on a plane, and the last time before that was when I was an infant. So aside from being an infant, adult life, I've never been on a plane before 2010. I was kind of split between the excitement for being able to go and being. I felt like Doctor. I was like, if man was meant to fly, he'd have wings. Or the guy Joe said that in the Naked Time, or what was it? The Naked Now. The episode where that guy beamed down with Spock and touched the ice frosting onto the side of a panel for some dough. I don't know why that guy did it. Why the hell did Joe on Star Trek touch? Why did he take off his gloves? What was going through something I would do, like where me to Antarctica? I'd be sitting there like really curious, like what does it feel like? What does it feel like to touch oh, I see. So that's what it was. Okay, but yeah, like what would it be like to touch like a negative 100-degree rock? Well, luckily I've watched enough. What was the movie? There was a movie called Whiteout, and oh my God, the lady in the movie Whiteout went to close a, and it had like a metal, like mechanism on it. Basically, her fingers got stuck to the handle, and she had to get amputated. Oh, I see. He wanted to rub his nose, and he was leaning on the thing. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So if I rewatch it, I'll keep an eye out for that. Yeah, oh my God, yeah, 900 miles. That would be pricey. One of these days, if I would love to do some bike touring. Like I'd have to, do to like put myself, prep myself. I should bike marathon. Have dreams of grandeur, but I used to put a lot of miles on my bike, so I know I'm potentially up to the task. Oh shit! What's up, Brandon Looney Tunes fan? I was just talking about you. I was, Mr. Notorial Lifeform was kindly saying that I'll reach 100 subs before I know it, and I was just kind of mentioning you got like 480, maybe more. You probably got more now. What do you have anyway? Remember last time I checked, it was like 472. Then it went up to 480, but you got it up there. 570. Holy, see, like, oh, you got 100 more subs. I didn't even get 100 yet, and you already basically got 100. You got 99. From the last time I remember when it was like 472. Yeah, that's like 99 subs. But yeah, it's great, man. Like, it's really cool. I might have to like learn from you. You go into chat rooms, and you go to other people, you do shout outs, and I think all of that is effective at networking and building your subscriber base. But yeah, so this look, getting on a plane. So getting on a plane, I was like scared a little bit. Like I was like split between being excited and being scared to be on an airplane. So I was like kind of like probably like a little spooked. I did like a prayer. I wasn't even religious back then. That was like my stupid atheist phase before I lightened up a bit and decided to cross in the bathroom and fucking plane. Let's see. Yeah. Favorite Looney Tunes character? Like Marvin the Martian, Daffy Duck. I'm like split between Daffy Duck and the two pig guys. Elmo and Pig. I always mix them up, but like whenever there's something about watching Porky the Pig going after Bugs Barrel, double shot, it's hilarious. But he's always tricking him. A video up like a week ago, maybe like a week and a half ago, where one of these for Rabbit, and Bugs Bunny got the guy in trouble. Basically, he said the time the cartoon was over. The park ranger was basically saying, "Yeah, yes, buddy." So yeah, probably Daffy Duck, Porky Pig. But you know what was really cool? I don't know if you remember the Warner Brothers store. The old Warner Brothers store. It was cool. So back when I was a kid, in the local shopping mall, we had a Warner Brothers store. And in this store, all kinds of cool stuff. It was like just like you could buy merchandise, all kinds of Warner Brothers themed stuff, and they had a bit, I guess. It was like basically it was almost like Chuck E. Cheese, where you go in the store, but then in the back of the Warner Brothers store, they had a spaceship. They had like a rocket ship, like Marvin the Martian's rocket, and you could go inside of it. It had like two little openings that if you're a kid, you could fit into it no problem. And when you go inside this rocket ship, you could press the button, and the movie, or it would tell it to play a movie. It would be playing a Marvin the Martian movie. Now, I mean, it was the same cartoon, but it was still really amusing. And plus, I always like anything with a spaceship. Like when I was a kid, if we went to Chuck E. Cheese, they had like a hydraulic rocket ship where you go inside this thing, you press the button, and it moves up and down. And I think it makes some noises. Like I forget if it was making pneumatic air pressure making a hissing sound, or if it was sound effects for a rocket. But you go inside, it would give you control now. And it doesn't seem super exciting, but back in the zip-tied phone that I'm reading the chat on. Yeah, man. Have you seen the cockpit on my bike right now? I don't know if I should do this. Let's see here. Yeah. So I got my folding phone. Then I got like a button here that I need to hit. Oh shit! All right, now I'm gonna break. All right, we're good. We're good. Got it. But yeah, man, I want to make a habit of doing this type of stream. You know. All right, let me just. And so next time I do this, I'm gonna really, hopefully by then, have my other camera, because I have a camera that has like a GPS on it, and it's got Wi-Fi and GPS. So the way it works is I should be able to mount this camera to my bike and be able to show you guys the video from the front without using my phone. Because what I want to be able to do is have my face in the corner of the screen so that I can talk to people watching and have a camera facing the front of the bike. All right, I think I got it. Yes. Yeah, I'm not even seeing the chat right now. I gotta go back to my other phone in a second after I put it back on the handlebar. I just wanted to show you guys how I have this set up. But there's another mount for another phone or for another camera. And once I get that camera mount, and assuming that ready and charged, which I should have by it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to schnitzel. I'm trying to full screen the chat right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's I got the headlight running, I got my tail light running, I gotta make sure I turn on my tail light. Safety first, light on my wheels. I have the GPS camera attached right now. No trouble showing you the bike, you my face, while also being able to remove the camera from the bike. Right now, I do have a removable camera on my bike, but it doesn't have Wi-Fi on it. It does have the ability to send video to my phone over USB, but it doesn't work on the phone I'm using right now. It only works on my other phone. So I gotta fix that, and if I can't fix that, I just and really cool to be able to wirelessly stream a video from the other camera, because when the memory card runs out, that's basically it. But if I was streaming the video, I could totally I could just broadcast it and record it remotely. In fact, that's what I'm doing at home. Yes, I don't even need to. So that's why I need to get my wireless camera linked. I would be able to angles. In progress here. Things are cool. I mean, my favorite part lane, sitting on the wing, believe it or not, just like William Shatner. What I do is I get a window seat, which that's another thing. Planes are expensive too now. Like, they're expensive, and I hear they treat people like kids now. And I see these videos where somebody's not wearing a mask correctly. I cannot wait. I really hope that they freaking get rid of them on airplanes. I do have a mask that is not uncomfortable. It sort of has like a net on it, so it's much more breathable. Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. Beep beep. My first internet connection, my first broadband internet connection was called Roadrunner. Back when in the late 90s, the cable company, I think at the time they partnered up, or they were owned by, had some partnership when you got high-speed internet from Roadrunner or from Time Warner Cable, they would brand it as Roadrunner because they would be bragging how this is blazing fast internet, so they name it after Roadrunner. And like back then, they had a lot of paraphernalia. You get the internet itself, or you get the installation of Roadrunner internet, and they had with Roadrunner on it. And sometimes you get a mouse pad that had both Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. So if you go and you look up on Amazon or Google or eBay, if you look up on eBay, like Roadrunner mouse pad or Time Warner Cable pad, or even find some thousands late night paraphernalia that has both Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote on it. At the very least, it'll have Roadrunner on it because a lot of promotional giveaways back then. So when my mom worked at the cable company, sometimes she'd bring home these promotional goodies. When I worked at the cable company for a little while, for a year or so, they right away. That was a very awkward maneuver, but I didn't want to get clipped by the car. So I'd rather go behind them and around them. If I think they're going to make a left turn, I don't want to take chances. Now, so many times I had cars where but you have to sit on the airplane. Well, it's next to I'm not window, but you can the wind reference. So if you get motion sickness, I think wing on an airplane can be helpful. But other even a little scared to get on an airplane. So kind of when I can see what's going on, so that the wing is not falling apart. So I don't have to worry if the plane is falling apart. If I can look at the wing and the wing, the mechanical bit. They have pretty much all these hydraulic actuators, flaps. They got multiple flaps. They'll have flaps on the back of the wing. So if you ever play Flight Simulator, those are the flaps that they use for landing. It allows the plane to get, basically continue flying at a low speed. And then they got little flaps on the front of the wing. And the whole point of flaps on an airplane wing is the wing a little bit larger than it normally is. And that wing needs to be flying at let's say miles an hour but when you land, you want to land at 150, 200 miles. You want to, you're basically landing at a lower speed than you normally fly at. So they extended the flaps, and that allows the plane to get lift to stay in the air at a lower speed. It's fuel efficient, but landing anyway, it's not really an issue. Now, the other cool thing is that, Garmin, not Wi-Fi, but it has even another camera. So I don't know if it would work for streaming, but when you're recording it, you can basically show, just like one of those race car video games where you see the front of the car and the back of the car. It's like a rear view mirror. That's what you get when you're using the secondary camera, both the front and the rear at the same time. And the really cool thing is with the GPS that you can use you get the speed, you get accessories. So when you have a Garmin camera and you have a Garmin watch, you can have your watch link up to the camera. So by linking your smartwatch up to the camera, you can send telemetry to say, have it so that when you upload the video after you edit, people can see your heart rate, see how fast you're moving, how many miles per hour you're going. It shows a little map so people can see, where you are on the map. Sort of like one of those race car video games. So of the camera, I have just cameras of the. So I mean, I gotta, I misplaced bits and pieces. I gotta round up all the accessories in one place and get them ready. But somewhere in my house, I have all the bits and pieces to run 2 cam time over Wi-Fi, and they should interact that they still sell. There are other ways to, link different cameras together, but right now I'd rather use the stuff I already have, and I want to see how good cameras are. Spend $50 on a Wi-Fi adapter for my gimbal, my pocket cam. It's basically the DJI pocket camera. It's like a drone cam. So have you ever flown a drone that has a good camera built into it? The camera is stabilized. It has a gimbal and a motor, and basically it's able to keep the camera even when you shake it. But yeah, we're about to wrap this up very soon. I'm about to go on the final stretch. But like I said, I appreciate the 2 of you gentlemen for tuning in. Lengthy or briefly it was. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Because it means that the stream is actually working. Because it wasn't working, and sometimes you make a mistake with the settings, and you don't know if it's even working. Now the other, I got smacked in the face by my flashlight, or smacked in the eyes, But yeah, we have some great potential. Now it might be raining tomorrow, so I might still ride my bike if it's raining. If it's raining tomorrow, but I can find both my GPS cameras. If I can find one of my GPS cameras, then we can set it up and use it to record and stream while it's raining. I have a full rain suit. I have rain pants. I have these pants that are waterproof. I have a rain coat. I have these covers that I can put over my shoes. I can protect my sneakers. Otherwise, honestly, just wear my boots. Find the boots with a you call it bag, sandwich bags. Like white bread, loaf bread. Bags used for bread. Oh, that was fun. Worked, and I got about 6 miles. I did 7 miles today. Okay, good. I'm getting back on the horse. I'm really, really pleased with my progress here because for a while I started slacking on the bicycling. I wasn't getting a lot of miles, and like even when I started riding my bike again, I'd get like maybe 3 miles, 2 miles. But today I somehow part of the reason I'm streaming here is so that I can maybe try to do something interesting. That's why I really got to get the camera stuff set up right. Because if you get the camera set up correctly, yeah. Question for Wile E. Coyote. Brandon Louis asked in the chat. It's I have to rewatch some of the content to see because look, if Wile E. Coyote is trying to murder Roadrunner, then I don't necessarily feel bad. But he's a creature of instinct, and I mean, like you can't really hold it against somebody. You can't fault them for doing what they want to do. So I'd have to rewatch it, but I mean, luckily he's back. So as the league getting massacred, as long as Wile E. Coyote is always trying to do it again, then I'm gonna just say he's living in a different reality where you don't feel pain. But who do I feel bad for? Like, let's see, Bugs Bunny. I feel like he trolls people really badly. But on the other hand, I guess I would feel more bad if like the hunter actually shot Bugs Bunny, because he's obviously intelligent and he's quite capable. How it would be tragic to getting it. But other than that, getting back to Wile E. Coyote, yeah, I can't remember what the modus operandi is. I believe it's usually Wile strategized to get Roadrunner, and then Roadrunner always catches him, and it's basically no matter what scheme or trick he concoct for the Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote always. I mean, that's kind of his own able to. But reality, look, I think that in the universe, what's fair? How do they phrase it? Something, love and war. Nothing is fair in love and war. You know, basically, it's not like Wile E. Coyote is saying, "Hey, friends, he's trying to get him," and if he continues to set traps or acting kind. So I think that Wile E. Coyote has, it's like he does, and I think we can respect that. We don't have to condemn him, and we don't have to say that it's a good thing that he's gonna try to hurt Roadrunner. But maybe Roadrunner was the aggressor first. We don't know the whole story. But before I go, I guess I would share. Okay, so the story of the three little, and they all build houses, but the wolf comes and blasts down. Now the third pig, so his house doesn't get blown down. Of course, the whole story is clearly painting the guy, and it seems pretty reasonable. But at some point, like in the third, fourth grade, maybe even second grade, our teacher introduced us to a book, and it was what was it? The Big Bad Wolf, his version of the story. So he goes story of the three little pigs, and in his depiction, of course, he shows that no, I was just trying to knock on the door to get some sugar to make a cake, but basically he explains that the house was on fire, so he went to blow on it to put the fire out, but because the fire, him blowing on the house was made out of straw, he accidentally blew the house down, and I'm just kind of thinking, I forget the. It's actually like a version of the there's a version of the Three Little Pig story from the side of the wolf, in which he tries to justify what he did, not trying to harm the pig, or the pig's trying to help them, or he was trying to just do something else that was perfectly wholesome. And so, to that regard, I would say perhaps Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote was trying to be something got misinterpreted. Why they're fighting each other and chasing each other and attacking each other. Maybe there is a good reason for Wile E. Coyote's actions, but maybe one of these days I'll check out the lore. I know it's not like super deep like Star Wars where they get into the lore like that, but there's a number of cartoons, they've been making them for years, and there's a pattern. And I think that if I watch those old things, I may be able to get a question. And with that, and I want to thank you guys, and if they're new tuning in earlier. And yeah, look forward to doing this again. Some plans for the time. Probably do another stream later on. I'm going to stream my modified Nintendo 64 after dinner. Basically, I added an HDMI port to my Nintendo 64, and it's sort of like a Nintendo Wii. No, not really. It's not like if you have a Nintendo Wii, they do sell a really easy to plug in HDMI adapter for it. This one, more complex to set up. I'm really happy with it. I bought a cartridge on Amazon for $8 that had hundreds of Nintendo on it. So, some games. If you have a favorite, leave a comment. In the chat, but I'm about to end the stream. But I was favorite N64. Chart for the next stream. And with this concludes the stream. Please like and subscribe. End transmission.